So getting into a comfortable position, you can just check in with your posture, start to check in with your physical body, the shape that your spine is in, the shoulders' relationship to the hips, the back of the throat's relationship to the pelvic floor, and just feel that center line of your body just start to awaken. You can allow the crown of your head, the highest point in the body, to just reach away slightly from the tailbone or from the feet if you're extended. Just feeling both ends of your body just actively reaching in opposite directions so that you take up as much space as possible. And if you're in a space where you feel safe to do so, you can slowly allow the eyes to close whenever you feel ready to do so. And as you arrive, you can mark your arrival to the practice today with a full and deep cleansing breath, a slow, intentional inhale through the nose. Pausing for a moment when you are full, letting yourself be full of air, and slowly letting all of that go. Slowly decompressing, truly emptying yourself. Pushing that air out of you so that you are truly empty, and pausing there, allowing yourself to be empty. And letting the next breath come as it needs to. And if that exaggerated way of breathing feels really good for you right now, please feel free to do that a few more times, just to cleanse the system, or just activate the breath and communicate to your body on a deep level that we are bringing in the new and releasing the old. And as you're breathing, whether you are still exaggerating the breath or whether you are allowing your body to breathe on its own, you can just start to notice the muscles of your face. And start to notice where there might be tension being held in the face. Maybe in the jaw, in the forehead, the eyebrows, the chin, the nose, the ears. And just becoming curious about where tension might be held in your body, in your face today. Knowing that you can find new spots, new favorite areas of tension any given moment. So leaving yourself open to finding something new within yourself. And just by finding those areas, just by being aware of where the tension's being held, that gives you that space to then release. And you can almost envision all the muscles of your face just hanging off of the bones, just that little bit of space growing between the bones and the muscles. So that any expression that the face was holding is now just melted away along with the tension. And even the eyelids and all those muscles that tighten when you squint the eyes, all those little ones along the lash line, even letting those soften. And letting that naturally extend into the eyeballs themselves, letting the eyeballs relax into their sockets, be held by the sockets, and letting your gaze rest wherever it's comfortable, maybe at the backs of the eyelids, Maybe either looking up slightly into the forehead, or maybe rolling back further and peering into the skull. Wherever the eyes happen to be gazing, just let yourself peer into the space. And not trying to see anything specific, not thinking too much about what you're seeing, but just existing in your sense of sight. Even if the eyes are open, just practicing letting your vision be sort of glazed over so that you're looking at everything and nothing at the same time. And letting that sense of release and softness extend into your hairline and your scalp, and even down into your brain, so that your brain feels safe to rest and be held by the skull. And the entire head, front and back of your head, is just has the sense of acceptance in where it's currently at today. Even if you have a headache right now, even if there's any sort of discomfort or pain existing in the head, just practicing allowing that to be there. Because oftentimes so much of the discomfort and pain is in our reaction to it. It's in our wish that it wasn't here, our desire for something different than what's happening right now. So just by accepting the current state of how we feel, we can bring in so much relief with that. And just trusting that everything passes, everything's temporary, every storm runs out of rain, and that any feelings that are inside of you that might be uncomfortable or painful will also pass. And this is true with all the positive and good feelings as well. So allowing yourself to fully feel what is good, what feels nice within you, and just soaking that up, because it is temporary also. And just allowing yourself to be in whatever stage you are in right now. And letting that continue down into the neck, into the shoulders, and down the arms, into the hands, so that the arms and hands are just heavy, and lengthening the sides of your neck. Feeling the back of your neck elongate, the crown of your head reaching away from the heart. And then just feeling that channel of energy you're creating from your heart into your brain. And letting that be a clear and direct path, so that all the blood that's in your heart can more easily reach your mind, with less twists and turns from a curved posture. And letting your rib cage soften and feel like it's almost hugging your lungs. And with each breath in, that hug gets a little bit tighter. Letting your stomach fully relax and allowing the muscles across your abdomen and your back to protect the organs inside. To sort of feel like they're melting against the organs, and that same hugging sensation. letting yourself be protected by your body, by the strength of your muscles. And letting your hips soften into place and just fully allow them to be in whatever position they're in. And if your body wants to be, or if your hips are asking to be in any different position, letting that occur too. Letting yourself shift however you need to, or however your body is asking to be shifted. And allowing all the muscles in your glutes and your pelvic floor to surrender. Knowing that we can often hold a lot of tension in these sensitive areas without knowing. Sometimes we think we're totally relaxed, and then if we check in here, we realize there's still a lot of holding going on. So know that that is normal too. And then letting your thighs and the upper legs relax, the lower legs, even the knees and the feet. And almost feel like those muscles are just rolling off of the bones, just leaning back, letting go, just separating slightly from the bones. Feeling safe to do so, feeling supported by the skin that hugs your muscles. And now just in your mind's eye, just seeing the shape of your body, seeing the shape you have chosen today, seeing how much space you are taking up. Just tracing that outline of you, where your skin meets the air. And just reminding yourself of where you are in space. And listening to the space around you. And whether your environment that you're in currently is noisy, and there might be a lot of sounds that you may first label as distracting, just practicing doing that same sort of glazing over we did with our sense of sight, doing that same thing with our sense of sound and listening, just allowing the noises to exist, practicing just hearing that sort of droning of the world around you. Listening to everything and not one thing at the same time. And just allowing your listening to travel where it wants to or where it's drawn. If there's a certain noise that is interesting to you, just feeling free to listen closely, to tune into that more deeply. And then if your attention is drawn somewhere else, allowing that to happen. And even if you're in a very quiet space, maybe just hearing the sound of your body breathing, or hearing your heartbeat, or hearing the humming of the lights or refrigerator, wherever you are. And just remembering your unique ears, and that nobody else is hearing exactly what you are hearing in this moment. This is your own personal symphony of the universe. And just remembering the beauty of that. and just the ability that you have to hear at all, and how special that is. And then allowing your sense of listening to start to shrink down so that it's coming just around your body to start. So just about a foot on every side of your body. You can use your sense of sight for this too, just picturing that space about a foot on every side of you. Just all of your awareness kind of forming this bubble around your body. And then just gradually letting that naturally shrink down. So coming closer to the body. That's resting on the skin. So your awareness resting across the perimeter of your body. And then naturally continuing to shrink, coming inside the body. Maybe hearing the rhythm of your heart, maybe hearing the sound of your breathing, or the sound of your stomach digesting food, or any sounds at all that your body might be making. And at the same time, just seeing the shape of your muscles, the shape of your skeleton, your organs. And gradually shrinking down until you reach your heart. Until all of your awareness is resting in your heart center. So seeing your physical heart, hearing your heart, and maybe not hearing it in the way that we're used to hearing things. Maybe it's more of a bodily listening, so just feeling that rhythm. And if you are having trouble or want to encourage that even deeper, you can place one or both hands there and just remind yourself that that rhythm is real, and that it's inside of you, so you are able to feel and listen to this rhythm. It's your own personal beat that's playing in the background of your entire life. And then just thinking about the concept of forgiveness. Or not thinking about it, but just allowing your awareness to come to the sense of forgiveness. And just noticing if just me saying the word brings up anything for you. It might be a really relevant term for you. You might be currently dealing with anything involving forgiveness, maybe you needing to forgive someone, or you trying to earn forgiveness, or you forgiving yourself. This might be really potent in your life currently, or maybe not. Maybe this is something you haven't pondered in a while. But just noticing whatever comes up, just with the mention of the word. And then bringing to your attention anything that is asking for it. If there's any situation that is really asking for your forgiveness. And this might be an outward thing. This might be for someone else. You might need to forgive someone. But this might just be for yourself. I think a lot of our forgiving needs to be given to ourselves. And forgiveness is forgiving. So we need to give this sense of acceptance in what has occurred to ourselves, and that makes it a lot easier to give that to others. And this is a gift that we give to ourselves, a gift of freedom and acceptance. So just reminding yourself that every single event that has occurred in your life happened exactly as it was meant to, even if it doesn't feel like it. And every single event that has occurred, every thought you have had, every action you have taken, has gotten you to exactly this point you are at today. And you are right on track with where you are supposed to be. You are always exactly where you're supposed to be. So just trusting that sometimes we do things that maybe we regret, or maybe we don't mean to do, or maybe we hurt people or do things that we feel shame from. But just knowing that those are necessary things that we need to feel. We need to feel the sense of regret in order to do better. We need to feel shame at times in order to know or gauge our moral compass, I guess. We need to know what we're not okay with in order to know what we want and who we want to be. So we all need to kind of try out different ways of being. And that is perfectly okay. That is necessary. So just giving yourself that forgiveness, that sense of grace and acceptance. And being grateful for those experiences that you've had, for those mistakes that you've made. Knowing that there really is no such thing as a mistake. It's just what we label as a mistake. And it always happens exactly as it's meant to. So just allowing yourself to make mistakes, knowing that we'll never get away from that. There's no such thing as being perfect and no longer making mistakes. We will continue to make mistakes. And I think the real suffering comes from thinking that we're kind of done with that, or that we're past a certain stage of making mistakes in our life and we should have everything together and our life in order. And then when inevitably that's proven to be false, that causes so much suffering because we think that it should be a different way. But if we just accept that we will continue to make mistakes, we will continue to learn from those and grow from those, and forgive ourselves and forgive others, then that's just another phase of life that happens when it happens. And it's not an earth-shattering, reality-shattering thing. So and that is a practice, just learning to be okay with things not being okay. And I have this passage I'm going to read from Inward by Yung Pueblo. And I'll type the name of this into the chat after the practice, so don't worry about remembering that. But you can just continue to listen to your body, continue to listen to your heart, and just take with you what resonates, and don't worry about what doesn't. So to expect another to resolve all of our issues and give us the happiness we desire is to expect to see the sun rise without opening our own eyes. It is to ask a river to give us nourishment without dipping our own hands into the water. Another cannot answer a riddle that was only ever meant for our own minds to solve. The universe seeks to enlighten and empower us. Thus, it is only rational that we are our own greatest healers. Happiness may seem elusive. Try as we might, no matter our external setup, happiness will come and go. The sea of life flows between calmness and storms. Either something outside of us will cause us some sort of struggle, or something from within us will arise that is asking to be acknowledged and released, forgiven. A human being is an accumulation of aversions and cravings, which periodically rise from the depths of our mind so that we can have the opportunity to let them go. Why? Because our nature is not to be full of burdens. We are meant to be light, free, open to the harmony of love and the wisdom of the universe. Though happiness will come and go, we do have the power to deepen our experience of it and extend our time partaking in its heavenly nature. To do so requires an effort on our part to enhance our relationship with ourselves so that we may discover all that impedes our contentment and release it from our being. While in the midst of serious internal growth, respect your need to rest. Love is not, I will give this to you if you do this for me. Love is, I will give this to you so that you may shine. In that last passage, love is, I will give this to you so that you may shine. That applies for yourself too. And the motivation really matters when we do healing acts. We can very easily be running every day, doing yoga, eating healthy, and be doing that because we dislike ourselves and think we need to be better and just want to be at a better place than where we're at. That is a really easy thing to do. So, learning to allow the desire for yourself to shine and the desire for yourself to thrive and just feel good and feel happy to be that motivation for doing those things, for doing the things that are good for you. And of course, that applies with others as well. So just taking a moment to let all of that settle. And just continue to relax the muscles in your body and allow yourself to breathe deep into your body for about the next minute in silence and just listen to yourself. Now just intentionally calling air back into your body. Taking a deep and conscious breath in and just feeling as that breath expands with ease to every corner and every edge. Feeling yourself fill up, allowing yourself to be full. And then letting all of that go. And doing that one more time, taking a deep breath in and out, and just bringing in all that you desire, all the emotions you want to feel, all the things, all the help you might need, just calling that into your body as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, just letting go of anything at all that no longer serves you, that's within. If it feels like something you'd like to do, you can bring your hands to a prayer position at heart center, the palms making contact with each other, and just reminding yourself of your power to heal, your power to create and just exist. As you take one final deep breath in, just feeling the crown of your head reach higher, feeling the body expand one final time. And then as you exhale, allowing your head to bow slowly. And just bowing to the source of energy that you have come from. The source of energy that all life comes from. Whatever name you might have for that. And bowing to the constant source of inspiration and guidance that surrounds you. And bowing to everyone else in this space who's completed this practice alongside you. And most importantly, bowing to yourself and thanking yourself deeply for choosing to show up today, for making the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love, understanding, and sense of forgiveness into everything that you do and to everyone that you see. Namaste.